Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Monday night here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Matthew, your usually muddle-minded dungeon master for this evening. Before, as you can hear from the background music, we are still in the middle of it from last time. But before we jump back into what's been going on, a couple of quick shouts. We want to say thanks to our friends at Little Dragon Corp. You can put exclamation point Little Dragon into the chat, get a link to their website. Don't forget to use the discount code PROBONUS. You save 10% off your order, and they will ship anywhere in the globe. You can find them all the time. You hear me shill about their dice because I think they tend to roll better when I talk about them. They also sell fun little catch-alls like this. Do I have batteries in this? I can't remember. Yay, I do. A little light-up thing. You put your dice on it, and makes them even prettier. So definitely check them out. Let them know we sent you. We love them. You hear us talk about them all the time. We also have our friends down in Evans, Georgia, Cardboard Castle Games. You can put exclamation point CCG into the chat. It'll give you a link to their website. If you happen to be local to them, again, they're in Evans, Georgia, or if you're like me, you're about an hour and change away from them, swing by their brick and mortar location. Let them know you heard about them on Proficiency Bonus, and they'll give you 10% off your order in their brick and mortar location. So definitely check them out. Again, they've got a lot of the similar dice, D&D stuff, but they also have other tabletop TTRPG related things, card games like Magic, Pokemans, the Yu-Gi-Ohs, all those, wannabes that think they're Magic but aren't. Sort of hoping Michael's in chat right now, and if he is, I'll hear about it at some point. But with that being said, folks, we're going to jump right into where we left off last time. So our party last week had made their way to the third and final temple on the island. A couple of checks from our beloved Storm Cleric had realized that this temple was a temple to the goddess of the sea, Umberly. They arrived. Their quarry, their target, Fabio, was out front. Seemed to have a couple of friends along for the journey. Some conversation started happening, and there was a little tense at points, but sort of almost friendly, other than, Lydia's disdain right at the beginning for Fabio. But eventually, battle ensued. Our party has, for the most part now, gathered back down on the ground after Furia, Art, and Sarah had snuck off to sort of snipe from a hidden location when things went, assuming things were going to go sideways, as Rose, Lydia, and Murdoch had approached and conversed with the group. As Art and Sarah have climbed their way down and regathered, about 10-15 feet away from the group, as Rose is still frothing at the mouth, battling this small red-skinned individual. Lydia and Murdoch a little ways forward towards Fabio, who is long gone off in the distance, a couple of 100 feet away. And you've all just watched as the rapidly flying hawk that was your friend Furia. You see Fabio turn, mutter something. You see him doing something. And then you watch as the hawk plummets to the ground, and then you see Furia's body lying face down. Oh, and Fury, I actually should say where you did come out of hawk form, and I think the hawk only has like 1 or 2 hit points.
Yeah, probably.
That hawk did take 5 points of bludgeoning damage from falling 20 feet. So
Okay.
I'd say you probably, we'll say Furia took 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, and with that, we will come back to the top of the order to Rose.
All right, so Fabio, he's like 100 feet.
Oh no,
away from
he's
me, at
closer
least
to
at
like
this point.
200, 210 feet away from where you are right
Alright.
now. And you've got that little red guy right in front of you.
Yeah. So I guess I will just take my battle axe and swing at this one right in front of me.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
That's a 10 to hit.
About 10 misses as you swing it down. It pulls up its chain and just, you hear the axe along the side of the chain.
I will wind up and swing one more time.
No, okay.
There we go. That's a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Uh, 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay, as you carve into it, it is down on one knee, but it is still alive at this point.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be my turn. I'll stay where I am.
Oh, okay. And actually, for our folks at home, as you can see from our overlay, there are a couple of people missing I forgot to mention at the beginning. We will be without Artemis and Murdoch this evening, so they will be on Roleplay Light, and basically we're going to be having the party decide what these two are going to be doing as they come around during combat. So that brings us over to Murdoch currently. So Murdoch is about 5-10 feet away from where Rose is battling this creature. Do we think Murdoch would help Rose, or would Murdoch be going down to try to find out what just happened to Furia?
Yeah, go find Furia.
Yeah, probably Etheria, I would say.
Because as far as she knows, Rose is capable and not wanted.
And I like basically took out the first one of this creature anyway, so.
Okay, so Murdoch does not have a whole lot that they can do at range. So I'm just looking at spells here. Yeah, so what Murdoch's going to do is Murdoch is just going to take off as quickly as her and her cane can do so, and is going to move and dash towards Furia. So basically that's going to put Murdoch 80 feet away from the group of you, and Furia, that's going to be about 120 feet from where you are right now. And that brings us over to Lydia.
Can I squeeze up and get next to Rose and start hacking at this thing?
Oh yeah, no, that's easy enough. It's right now Rose is the only thing involved with it, and you're sort of out in the middle of the street. So yeah, there's plenty of space for you to come up and hack away at this thing if you'd like to.
I'll try to hack it with 13 plus 5, so an 18 to hit.
And that'll hit, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, my dice that I get to roll that I forgot I had to last time. Okay, so 5 plus 2, so 7 magical slashing. So, 6 necrotic. And then I get a d8 again. Plus 2 radiant and 3 thunder.
Okay.
I'm happy.
So let me just grab this real quick. Okay. So I can't remember whether or not we discussed this. How many souls does your scythe currently have? Are you aware of that?
Oh no, I don't know how.
Do me a
many
favor,
sides-
roll a d10.
Oh dear. 4.
Okay. So as you, Rose, it's actually you probably don't understand. So, and Lydia, you would, as you bring this sign down and you carve through this, and you watch as this dark pulse of energy hits, and the thunder and the electricity pulses through this, and you watch as the creature starts to collapse to the ground. As you watch, as you pull your side back, this almost ethereal tether stretching from the creature's body into the blade of the scythe. And as you pull it up, you watch as this eventually leaves its body, and you see this ghostly form, elongated face of this creature, almost silently screaming as it gets pulled into the scythe. Your scythe
Good
now
lord,
has
what did I do?
5 souls in it.
Oh no!
So make sure you mark that down.
I don't even know what that means. Do I know what that means?
It's if you had added the thing in Roll20, then yes, I gave you the link in Roll20. It explains what
Oh, okay.
what happens when the whatchamacallit, what you can use those souls for.
If Furia was there, I'm just saying she would have said I told you so.
Okay.
And at the end of that actually brings us over to Furia. So in Furia, as you've hit the ground, you are currently incapacitated and stunned.
All right.
So
By any chance, would I have recognized the spell that Fabio used?
So Wild Shape, you keep your own mental stats,
Yes.
correct?
Mental stats are mine, yeah.
Then yes, you would definitely recognize the spell.
I have an inkling of what it would have been, but...
Yeah, and you would be correct. It was, in fact, Power Word Stun. And let me just grab this here, because I'm pretty sure you can... And I didn't have your modifier, but when I rolled on the die for it, it was a 2.
Yeah, there's not much help in that.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be high enough to save at that point. So, at the end of your turn, though, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Dirty 20.
And that's enough. So as you've hit the ground, you lay there for a couple of moments. Eventually, you sort of shake your head up, and as you look up, you can see Fabio looking down at you with this almost dumbfounded look on his face. That you're already sort of back on your feet and alert again. And that will bring us after the end of your turn. It brings us over to Sarah. Oh, and I apologize. Rose and Lydia, I forgot to need both of you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
What is
Okay.
those? 30, 20.
Okay, you are fine.
6.
Okay. So as you rip the soul out of this small red creature, you can hear the body start as it starts this strange, almost cackling laugh. Lydia, it almost hurts your head, but you manage to push through it. Rose, you take 3 psychic damage. Okay, so sorry, go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, so is Furious up, correct?
Well, basically, as you're looking now, as this creature spawned, you can see Fabio has a shock, is sort of like recoiled from where he was, looking a little more aggressive. He seems to be pulling back a little. It's hard to see at night and that far away. You can see the body that crashed on the ground is starting to sort of get itself up. So you know Fury's at least moving.
Okay, am I able to see Fabio or no, because it's too dark?
You can make something out in the distance, but he's literally like 220 feet away from you.
I would like to try and shoot him with my crossbow.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll. It is at disadvantage as it's out of range.
Okay. Okay, well, I rolled a 7 for both of them. So 13.
Okay, as you fire it off, you see as it lands off to the side about 15 feet beside, over near where Fury is. Just a little short, couldn't make the distance to him.
Dang it.
We've got movement and bonus action.
Okay. The little guy just got his soul sucked out, correct?
Yep. Yeah, there's no one else now down by you. Now it's just you and your party down here.
Okay, I'd like to try and run closer to Fabio to see if I
okay.
can get a good shot off.
Okay, so you start running down, and I believe, can you use your bonus action to dash?
Bonus
If you can, you
Yeah,
can
I
get
think
really
that's a
close.
rogue thing. That sounds like a rogue thing.
Yeah, so I would like to dash.
Oh, okay. And your movement's 25 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you managed to get up about 50 feet, so at this point you're about 180 feet from Fabio at this point.
180 still. Okay.
Yeah, he got a good jump off when he escaped from Murdoch and Rose earlier.
Okay, I'm gonna ready my crossbow if he tries any funny business. Shooting.
Okay, so that's going to bring us to Artemis. Well, again, Artemis, very similar to Murdoch, doesn't have anything that will reach that distance. Let's see here.
Are there certain spells that...
Nothing that'll get that far.
I've got 2 level 4 spells that would reach me, but I've used one of them.
Yeah, the best that wouldn't be able to... Yeah, only 25 feet wouldn't be able to reach even with a fireball, which has 150-foot range. So, do we think Art would start charging to follow Sarah towards Furia and Fabio?
If Murdoch's going that way, I would say yes.
Okay. Then we will have Art. Let's see. So, actually, with Murdoch being able to get ahead, we will have... I don't know if not Art would do this. Do we think Art would burn a 2nd level spell to Misty Step? Get even closer?
Good idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll put 50 and another 30. So that'll actually put Art at 80. So literally only a couple of feet behind Murdoch.
Okay. Would Artemis be close enough to fire off something? Or
No, it's still at this... Well, 80 feet. Yeah, Artemis is still... all they'd be able to use at this point would be a cantrip. Math 140. Yeah, I know they're just out of range still. Might be able to do something next round, depending on what Fabio does. But
okay.
And that will bring us to Fabio, who just burnt his big go-to to try to get away from Furia. And that lasted
Yes,
all
I'm
of
scary.
one round. Is now looking here, and let's see what else has he got that he can try to do. Okay. So, okay. He's going to take a page from Artemis and basically right in the middle of the street, right next to Fury, is going to cast a spell. And Fury, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
All right. That is a 22.
Okay. So you do make your save. Let's see here. Okay. So this is literally a save or suck.
Oh.
So you made the save. So as you're laying there in this massive area around you, inky, thick, black tentacles come reaching out of the ground and start flailing all over the place. Somehow, even though you're laying on the ground in the midst of it, you're managing to dodge getting grabbed by these things. And that will bring us back to the top of the order with Rose.
Alright, so the one that Lydia just took down, that was the last one, right? Besides Fabio?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I guess I will just use my action to dash towards Fabio and try to catch up with everybody.
Okay. And your movement is 25 as well?
35.
Oh, 35? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you're about 10 feet behind Rose and behind Murdoch and Art. And as you get to that point, your rage does wear off.
Okay.
As you're not attacking and not taking any damage.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, go ahead and make a perception check as you're running forward.
All right. 8.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Okay, so that will bring us to Murdoch at this point. Who, if Murdoch was to dash again, that would put her literally right into the tentacles.
I would say that Murdoch would go the 30 feet that she can, and then cast a distant whispers and say, Fabio, I'm very disappointed in you.
Let me see. So if Murdoch actually has a 40-foot movement, so...
Okay.
Wait a second. So what was Fabio's movement? He backed away. Okay, yeah, so... Sorry, just trying to get my math straight. So as Murdoch moves up and uses just their movement, there's Fabio is still 110 feet away. At that range, Murdoch can cast Message or Hypnotic Pattern.
Ooh, let's do a hypnotic pattern.
I would try hypnotic pattern.
I already did it
Okay.
once, so...
Is that not an area spell as well?
That is an
I'm trying to
area
remember.
effect spell, yeah, 30 feet. So it's as basically Fury was about 60 feet away from Fabio, and Fabio, after casting the spell, can't dash, so is only backed up a little bit, but is still within range as Murdoch has moved forward, thanks to Law Granny's impressive stride.
The cane is a sham.
So that is a wisdom save we need from Fabio. So let's see what we get here. That's not great on the die. Let's see, wisdom saves. Where are we? That meets Murdoch's DC though, so Fabio does manage to avoid getting affected by it. That's so. Just jot here, Murdoch. Because I can't change Murdoch's sheet, so I gotta keep notes. Okay, so that'll end Murdoch's show and bring us to Lydia. So Lydia, at this point, as you hacked up this red creature with Rose, Fabio is currently about 230, 240 feet away from you.
Oh dear. Yeah, I can't do anything, so I'm just gonna run like everyone else towards Fabio. Run dash.
Okay.
I'm not used to being
Sorry.
this slow.
As you start charging up, that brings us back to Furia. So Furia, as you start your turn still in this area, I need you to make another dexterity save for me.
Math. That's a 16.
Okay, and that unfortunately does not pass. So you do end up, as you start to get up and try to make your way out, you do end up getting wrapped up by this thing, by these tentacles. And you take... You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okie dokie.
And at this point, you are considered to be restrained by them.
Alright, so I can still cast a spell
You
or
can
shoot a
still
bow.
cast a spell, attack.
Just can't move
Yeah,
out of
just
it.
can't move at the moment.
Alright, I think...
Is she still on
what
the
I would-
ground though? Like mummified? Sorry.
I probably would have tried to stand up in the same spot. Have my movement to do that. If I could before I get all tangled up.
Oh, definitely.
So I could see. But I'd like to do Summon Elemental.
Okay.
And I think I would probably do water since we're on an island. And I don't know. It has its own stat block. Oh, it takes its turn immediately after yours. Okay, that's what I was looking for. And I would tell it to attack Fabio.
Okay. And just summon. Summon
It's the
elemental has a
elemental
90-foot
spirit.
range, so you can cast it almost right on top of him.
Yeah, I would do it as close as I could to him.
Oh, okay. And do you have the stat block in front of you for these?
I do. I'm using it off of D&D Beyond.
Perfect. Okay. So then as you cast this, and again, other than you, no one else can really see this, and even for you it's a little difficult in the dark. But you watch as this sort of strange swirling mass just grows out of the ground next to Fabio. And with that, it is then your spirit's turn, or your elemental's turn.
Alright, so it makes a number of attacks equal to half the spell's level. It's a 4th level spell, so it makes 2 slam attacks.
Oh, okay.
That's weird. Oh, never mind. It doesn't have a modifier. Looking at the wrong number. That is a 16 and a 19 to hit.
It uses your spell attack modifier to hit.
Oh, I can't read either, apparently.
Not that I think that'll matter. I think your die were
Spell
both...
attack is +7.
Okay,
so
that puts them both over 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well above what you needed to hit him. So go ahead and roll your damage.
$32 points of damage? Is that right?
So
I
it should
think
be
that's
a
right.
D10 plus 8.
Yeah, that's 32 points of damage.
D10 plus 8. Yeah, because that's 16. Yeah, 16 makes it. Okay, yeah. As this thing slams into Fabio, you watch as he is now probably down almost on hands and knees.
That is my turns.
Extremely rough. And that brings us to Sarah. Oh, actually, wait a minute. So what was each amount for each hit? Because he's going to make concentration checks on that.
Oh, the first one was a 10, the second was a, 10 plus 8, and the second was a 6 plus 8.
Okay, so it's 10. What's his modifier? Okay, so he's fine on the first one. Second one. Yep. So he manages to maintain concentration even though getting hammered by that thing. Okay, so Sarah, that brings you as you're charging forward. You can see this massive, almost wall of just black tentacles, similar to what Artemis summoned when you were all on the boat.
How close am I to it?
To that from where you are, so you went.
Actually, better question. How close can I get to it and also get closer to Fabio?
So that is still, that in itself is probably another, so you went 50, or just mathing backwards. So you could move and dash, so you can go another 50 feet. And you'd probably still be about 40 feet away from where basically the wall of tentacles begins.
Okay, I would like to use my full movement as well as the dash.
Okay. So that leaves you your action. You could action dash if you wanted to go further.
I would like to try and shoot Fabio again.
Okay, go ahead and make another shot. It's still it's still at the farthest reach of your hand crossbow, so it is still at disadvantage.
I 16.
16 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Awesome. 7.
Okay, as he takes a crossbow bolt into something, it's very difficult to see him as you're just sort of, one of those lob a hand grenade. You're firing up over this wall of tentacles, and you just hear someone shout off in the distance. You know it hit. He is still on his feet, though.
Dang it. Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Barely, but... Okay, so that's going to bring us to Artemis, who was 80... What's that? Yeah, so basically, Art can move and dash if they choose to, like move and dash and potentially... Actually, I don't even know if they have enough spell slots to do another Misty Step. They could basically use a higher level spell slot to cast Misty Step. But if they move up their 50 feet of movement, they're still going to be over like 130 or so feet away from where Fabio is.
I feel like... How many spell slots total do we have left?
Art has 2. Well, other than their level 1s. So they have all their level 1 spells, but for actual, like... Actually, I'm sorry, they don't. Because they used Shatter. Yeah, they have... I forgot. I apologize. I keep forgetting I can't edit their sheet from last time. Artemis has 1 spell slot left.
I would think they wouldn't use the Misty Step. I think they would just use regular movement.
Oh, okay.
Just because a magic missile or something like a higher level would be a good way to finish off Fabio.
Then Art will just use their movement to catch up, and then we'll basically is holding an action to cast one of those spells if Fabio comes back into range for any reason.
There's no way for a magic missile to hit, right?
Not from that distance, no.
Okay, I thought magic missile just like traveled.
Well, it automatically hits as long as it's within range. So if you know that person takes
I'm not a wizard.
Bangs are right, you can cast it and that shit'll take the right hand turn and follow them as long as they're within that distance.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to bring us over to Fabio, who is really not liking the stupid thing pounding on him.
Too bad. Hit him again.
And does he have anything to... What he can do to this thing to get rid of it? Really? Yeah, he really doesn't have much that he can do at the moment. But he is actually going to drop concentration on his black tentacles. So now, Furia, you are released.
But at what cost?
That is a wonderful question. And then he is going to... Let's see here if he can actually do this. Yep, and he's going to point at the... His thing. I know he has this somewhere. I just can't find this silly thing. almost used it last week. So he is going to sort of circle a little bit through to try to sort of line some people up here.
Oh no.
Specifically dealing with yeah, he's more concerned about Fury than anyone else because she's the one who caught up to him. So he's just sort of pulls himself upright and sort of starts circling with this elemental a little bit as you watch as he pulls out a little bit of fur and a rod and starts rubbing it together and holds his arms out and is going to cast an upcast lightning bolt to try to buy himself a way to get out of here. So Furia, I need a dexterity save from both you and from the elemental spirit.
All right. I'm a 19.
Okay, so you make your save, so you will take half damage.
The elemental is only an 11.
Oh, okay. So the elemental is not going to survive it, or not going to make the save. Okay, and he's casting it back. Just a second here. I wonder if that's just doing it in D&D Beyond. Apparently it's just doing it in D&D Beyond because it's not showing on Roll20 at all. So the second one decides to finish. Didn't have enough dice.
Yeah, it's a nasty spell.
Okay. So that it. Where are my results? It just vanished.
We win!
You know that.
We have vanished.
I'm just gonna. It's not gonna show up on my screen. It's. I can see the dice are like twitching on my screen.
Oh.
It's just not finished in roll enough for it, so I'm just gonna do it in Roll20. Okay, so it takes 40 points of lightning damage. Fury, as you've made your save, you do take 20 points of lightning damage.
All right.
And I do need you to make a a concentration check for your spell.
Yikes. That's not going to be fun. What is it? I don't have my note here with the concentration.
Concentration is basically it's a constitution check. You need to beat half the damage. So you took 20, you got to get a 10 or higher to maintain concentration.
Got it. 13 plus 2, 50.
Okay, so you are fine. Okay. And with that, seeing that this thing is still there, he is going to take off running. So this thing can make an attack of opportunity should it choose to.
I wasn't here for the conversation with Fabio. Was it agreed that we would go after him and take him down? Or is that the conclusion we came to?
I think we tried questioning him, and he was like, haha!
Yeah.
You guys had a
Yeah, there was,
conversation with Fabio,
Mhm.
and basically he was playing it off very sort of nonchalant. Hey, how about you be a friend? I just need to get in this building here. You know, open the door for me. And
Okay.
after a little bit of time, Murdoch's just like, you know what? This and decided to attack.
Well, considering what I know he's done to the town as well. Yeah, the water elemental will take a hit at him.
No, okay.
$60.
That'll hit. So go ahead and roll the damage. Roll its damage.
16 points of damage.
Okay. So as you watch, as this creature just winds up and just two hands crashes down on the back of Fabio, and you watch as he crumples and just rolls forward, not moving. And you all are out of initiative.
I'm running the rest of the way over to
Yeah, if anybody close enough to see Fury, give you like a deep sigh and start trotting over to where Fabio is. Not quite gonna dismiss the elemental yet, but
Oh, okay.
it's not much is left anyway.
I'm gonna put myself in front of Furia because she just got the crap kicked out of her. And I
She
have a
looks pretty
weapon.
good actually, for what she just did.
You deserve a break, dear.
Eventually, as the rest of the party sort of catches up,
Can someone search his body with me? I want to see if he has any information or anything we can use against him. Or not against him, but to help figure out this mystery. Okay, I'll do it myself.
Well,
okay, go ahead and make an investigation check. Huh?
Rose just kind of looks back and forth.
Okay.
Oh, is Rose still dumb?
13.
Okay, as you start rummaging through, see, you find Fabio seems to have some decent as you're sort of going through everything, has a decent set of leather armor on. Has a, let me grab this. Has a very strange looking rod that was sort of on his hip. And as you're sort of looking at it, you can see it's got these strange sort of almost like snake type long elongated designs on the handle coming up towards the head of it. Then has a very sort of simple medallion hung underneath his robes with those same, that three sort of squiggle lined motif that you've seen multiple times.
Is it the same squiggles that were on the pavement to Umberlee's temple?
No, it's not the wave. It's
Okay.
So if you remember from before, the creature that you fought that was seemed to be made out of worms or small
Yep.
like slugs almost.
Oh,
Had
right.
a coin purse
yeah.
with those three lines drawn on it.
Right.
Same
I knew
exact
that
thing.
it was significant. I forgot it was. Okay. Yes. Well, that's sort of depressing. I knew that guy for a little while.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He was okay. In the beginning, I don't know what took hold of him. Wish I knew you where everything went wrong.
I think he got taken advantage of, as he wasn't the brightest to begin with. Decent guy, just...
Yeah.
I could see the lure of being powerful and smart and not having people look down at you all the time. Rather enticing.
I concur. Yeah.
But now that we've gotten rid of all, if not most, of the things in the town, say, what about a little rest?
I could use a long rest.
And maybe see to Rose? Has anybody tried anything?
We don't know. what's wrong with her. We don't know.
Nobody
anything
knows
about
anything's
Rose
wrong with
What?
Rose.
Oh,
Rose?
sorry.
Because it literally
I probably
happened
don't either.
mid-battle.
Since I've been such far away. Alright, scratch that.
Does anyone
So speaking
need
of that,
healing
Rose, what
right
would you
now?
be doing as you charge up?
Just looking back and forth, like, uh, uh, and not comprehending anything and
Are
not
you
being able to
making,
say
like,
anything.
unga bunga noises?
Basically, I can't really speak, so.
No comprehension of the language. Literally all Rose has in their mind right now is, these are my friends.
And I can't do anything because it's less.
Roswin, do you need a little bit of healing? You did take quite a bit of a beating.
I hear your voice, but I just look at you and.
But is
That's not
Roswin
good.
also blind?
How many fingers am I holding up?
Ros,
I look at
I
your
think-
hands as
I mean-
as I see it moving in front of me.
Well, they follow my hands. Are they mute?
Roswin? How are you?
Ah,
Alright, good. Not entirely mute.
Probably out of my wheelhouse a little. Maybe you can find someone else that might know something.
Can I do a medicine check?
Sure, you can do a medicine check.
Is this magic? Artemis, is this magic?
We will have Artemis make an Arcana check.
That's a 15 for my medicine check.
So, Rose, one of your friends starts coming over and just sort of checking you out a little bit, just,
Wooey woo.
pulling your mouth open a little bit, trying to look at you. Medically looks to be okay.
I'm guessing magical, other than being banged up. Looks fine.
Artemis look and just sort of Fabio did something, but I'm not sure. I'm not familiar. If it is a spell, it's not one that I know.
I mean, Fabio did knock me out of the air and stun me pretty good. So, not surprising.
Are we still in the church with the family?
No, this is you. This is the third temple, and you're not even in the temple.
mhm.
Fabio couldn't
Okay.
get in the door, so you are now a couple hundred feet past that temple.
Okay.
Why you
Well.
could open the door, but anyway, so this magical effect, I could perhaps dispel it, but
I mean, we could try for it. It's going to wear off. Crossed fingers.
okay.
But well, you all do that. I'm going to go pound on the temple door and say that fancy passphrase. Hopefully to let them know they're all right.
Good luck there with umberling, which is so cool nowadays on the island.
I only know the one word or phrase, and apparently I don't even say it that right.
Oh, good luck.
Okay, so as Fear starts heading back to the temple, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm just gonna keep an eye on Rose just to see if she's like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
she like catching like butterflies, kind of like, you know, putting on the Ritz.
Just
Chilling. Okay.
yeah, just kind of.
Okay. Are y'all just leaving Fabio's body there?
Well, I'm taking like anything that looks magic and just like keeping that for Artemis. And
Well, we found the rod and we found the I guess I'll hold on to the medallion just to see.
Found a
do
rod,
you
a
think-
medallion, some again, some
Leather
nice,
armor.
very leather armor. It has that same sort of worms. Some of them look like they almost have human faces trying to almost like they're trying to get out of the armor.
gross.
Does Murdoch look concerned about any of this stuff?
Probably.
Let's see. Probably, given what Murdoch knows that somebody is trying to break the walls down between the realms. So Murdoch is just generally,
Upset.
had a tight sphincter recently.
More so than usual?
Wow.
But
That's tight.
yeah, as Murdoch is sort of watching, it doesn't. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay.
I'm only making an insight because Murdoch's not here, and
Oh my god. A 9?
okay, Murdoch
rolled
is
it.
currently very difficult to read.
Okay.
Her sphincter is just so tight. I can't get a read.
She looks constipated.
Oh,
Perhaps we should go back to a safe area, then, everyone.
like the temple?
Yeah, maybe
over
the
there?
temple or the pub that we're at, the tavern. Let's go to the first temple that we found with
Indigo.
Indigo's
Mom.
mom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mother of Indigo.
So the rest of you are going to the
Violet.
first temple. Furia's going to the most recent temple.
Oh, I wouldn't
Well-
want to go, but I wouldn't want her to go alone.
We'll go with Furia first, and then we'll travel
Okay.
backwards.
I will stand 60 feet away from the temple.
Okay. So as the group you start making your way back, and then Lydia sort of trails off behind. We'll have Art stay back with you, Lydia,
Okay.
so we don't. It seems like Art doesn't want anyone to really be left alone right now, with everything going on. Rose, what would you be doing?
I don't know. I guess
Okay.
I guess I would kind of, if someone like tugs on my wrist, I would just kind of follow whoever did that.
I'm gonna start walking, stop, look back at Roswin, and just be like, come, and just take you.
And just kind of follow
Come
along.
I don't know how to fix that.
Artemis
figure
looks over
something
at you and just. I don't know what he did. And sort of glances back over, and at this point, the body's now about 100 feet away again. Just
Oh
sort of
yeah,
looks over.
we
I don't really know what he did, but can't find out now.
should we leave the body there or should we put the body somewhere else?
I say he doesn't deserve it, but he was your friend, comrade.
For a
Crewmate.
while.
It's up to you, dear.
Now, Art basically nods and says the state agrees to you, Lydia. And she says, "Well," and he was sort of a dick recently, but he was on your crew, so.
He was on my crew. Do you know what? I'm gonna use my last 3rd level spell and message Captain Breslin and tell her sad news. Fabio is slain. Seems to be possessed by something not like himself.
A few moments goes by. You don't get a response.
Oh
no.
You felt the connect. You know the spell went through. You know it
Yeah.
was received. You just don't get an answer back.
Alright. Well, I feel like I should put him in a boat and light it on fire and send the boat out into. Give him Viking funeral, perhaps.
Why don't we just light him on fire and not waste the boat?
That's not how it works.
If we
What
find
about
I'm
a
pretty good.
well and
Artemis
just set
offers
him
that they're
on
pretty good
fire.
with fire.
Okay, well, why don't we drag the body to a clump of weeds or bushes right now, so it's not in the open, and then we'll ask someone if we can purchase a boat, and we'll do this over the next day. I don't feel right leaving him out here. Okay, let's go to the temple.
Okay. So as Lydia's going over to take care of the body. Here, you're knocking on the door and stating your phrase.
That's pretty much. I'll pound on the door. Hope whoever's inside hears it, and also the phrase.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and make a performance check for me.
Not being
If I remember the
shot at.
last time we did this, I think I gave you advantage on it, so I'll say go ahead and take advantage again.
Great. I don't think I have anything bonus. Yeah, I don't. So that's a 17.
Oh, okay. So a little while goes by, and eventually you can hear footsteps behind the door. You can hear grinding. And eventually the doors slowly start to open. And as the door opens, you can see as this very faintest bit of torch or candlelight from within shining over. You see what looks to be a long piece of metal pointed directly out the door towards you. You hear a small voice. Who sent you?
I sort of look behind me like, we didn't ask her name. Oh no. Indigo's mom from the Temple of Joaquin.
The Temple of Joaquin still stands.
They all do.
See, they can hear some more very hushed conversation in the background. And so, give us a moment to get the door opened a little more so you can fit. And again, you can start to hear some more scraping, like things are being moved from behind the door. And as they're pulling it back, we're going to pan over to Lydia for a moment. As Lydia comes over and you're just dragging the body over looking for somewhere to put it off to the side. Go make a perception check for me.
Good at those. 22.
Oh, okay. As you come back over to the body, you can see what looks to be some sort of like viscous, almost like a mucousy substance running from a section of along a section of the street and disappearing into some growth on the opposite side of the street. It's coming from Fabio's head.
Oh. It's not natural unless it's blood.
It is, looking at it, it does not look like blood.
That's not natural, period.
Bombing fluid.
Should I make a nature or medicine check to see if I can identify this?
You can certainly try.
Yeah.
I'd say probably go
Do you know if
nature,
this slime-
as you would know that this is not something a human body would typically do.
Okay, that's a 12.
Oh, okay. As you're looking at it and sort of, staring down at it, moving, and you get your little light coin that you move around to get a better look at it. You've seen certain creatures that leave this sort of mucousy or slime trail behind them as they move. This seems to be coming from Fabio's mouth and disappears into the side.
So that's not Fabio again, or that's out of my scope of practice still. Not natural. I don't know whether I should call for art or not.
Do I see Lydia having this like hesitancy?
Probably.
You
Kinda
can
like
see that
going towards it and
walks over to the body.
And the body is still there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Lydia, shake a leg, dearie.
oh yeah, I can do this. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic. 'Cause I forgot.
Oh, okay.
See if that helps.
So as you cast Detect Magic, nothing.
Oh. Granny, there's something wrong with his skin. He's oozing.
Bodies do that, dearie.
No,
It's called decomposition.
that's over time. This is not exactly good. I don't think, and it's Matthew's so evil right now. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So it's not natural for him to be oozing like this right now. So, don't know if it's magical or it's probably not magical because I cast Detect Magic. So it's some sort of thing that happened to him that made him this way.
Is it... Do you feel like this is a now problem, or perhaps a...
I think this is a now problem because I don't know where
I turn around, hearing this ruckus.
yeah.
Lydia?
Yes.
Is it this person was serving this god problem and now the god is doing something problem?
Perhaps.
You would know!
Perhaps.
You're a religious woman.
Perhaps.
You're a woman of a god.
Well, yeah. Okay. Is this would I know that?
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Oh. Okay, at least I'm proficient in that.
I also feel like Murdoch would have turned around by now.
Yeah,
Yes.
Murdoch is probably paying attention to this as well.
16.
Okay. Now let me grab my weapon things here. So,
Oh no, he has to get a book.
Yeah, exactly.
yes, I do. So, in what you know of, focus on what this might be. You know, Umberly is as much as I the last time is. Think Calypso from the Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Okay.
Just a very sort of capricious, I'm a beautiful sunny day one day, I'm a freaking hurricane, I'm going to murder you the next. She's very, hot or cold. But this is something that doesn't really feel like something that would come from this deity. As you're looking at this again and remembering back to what little you had been able to learn and discern about the creature or individual that Fabio was worshipping.
Right, okay, more like the Riley worm thing. Okay.
Right. As you're sort of focusing on thinking about this as a religious thing, something like that, and start thinking about worms and things of that nature, you remember some slimy creatures like that leave a trail when they move. This trail seems to be coming from Fabio's mouth and went off somewhere.
Gone. Never mind. It's from the Pale Mall, and it's gone. It flew the coop. I will take my scythe, which is giant, and start gently poking Fabio, towards the bushes, so I don't have to touch him.
Oh, okay.
Lydia,
Yes. Yes.
what do you mean?
He was like oozing a substance that came from his mouth, and now the trail has kind of flowed from there, like the Pale Mall fellow.
I'm not really following. You're saying there was something in him that left?
I think so?
Should we follow it?
It's in the sewer.
So?
Okay. Can I
We
go
are?
into
Lydia.
Yes?
And I'm gonna be like, stop. Lydia.
Yes.
We are not going anywhere
Going anywhere?
to chase a demonic slug, worm, or any other wriggly biggly
Okay.
until we figure out what is wrong with Roswin,
Oh, yes, that's pretty
and
good.
we're all rested. No matter what we find,
Right,
I-
I was thinking.
let's not die trying
Right.
to find it.
Good idea, Granny. I could use rest
Yes.
now.
So,
Would
about
we know
this
that?
time,
Okay.
you can hear that the door has been opened, and there is another small voice calling out to you. Please, if you're coming in, come now. I'd like to close the door again, just in case there's any more of those things around.
I wait for everybody else to group up before heading in,
I'm not going in.
knowing other times.
You're not going in, Lydia?
I'm not going in.
Okay. Art will
See,
stay out.
Lydia.
But I believe.
Artemis will stay out with Lydia.
Alright.
Lydia, come in.
No.
Why?
Why not?
This represents everything I stand against.
Going into a temple that's not yours?
Their god is not quite like mine.
Lydia,
Doesn't mean you have
we
to
found two
believe
other
in them.
temples today.
Yes, but this isn't direct, like, spit in his face kind of thing. She's like a siren.
You know what, Lydia? I won't tell on you. And I'm gonna hand Roswin to Murdoch, and I'm gonna start pulling on Lydia.
He might get mad, but alright, I'll let Granny leave me inside.
I was about to do a strength check on you.
Does not appear like she is overly fighting you. She's just warning you that
Yeah.
you may anger her deity.
Yeah.
Yeah, once everybody's, heading inside, then I'll head inside to make sure we're
Okay.
all grouped up.
Honestly, at this point, it seems like all this nonsense is more trouble than it's worth with these deities and magic and... Don't. Just get grumble grannily.
Artemis softly shakes their head. Out of line of sight of Sarah, just like...
I'll look around for the small voice.
Eventually, you do notice that it seems to be a rather diminutive halfling. Who is in there. So, you got them to go away.
More or less. Yes.
They've been trying to get in here for a number of hours. We've just barely been able to hold on. From what they told us, the other temples had already fallen.
Maybe the fellows they had in front of them.
Well, you did a very good job. That man out there was very powerful.
She sort of looks at the group of you and then gestures over towards back, and you can see there is a rather large, looks to be human gentleman. Very sort of wide-brimmed hat, eye patch on one eye, holding a long, what looks to be probably about a 6-foot-long piece of metal. Just holding it. It looks almost like it's a metal pole or tube of some kind. Just gives a little nod as Daphne's gonna. Well, thanks to him, but yeah, put the fear of the fear of him in a couple of them. But then that the flowery talking one came and had a lot to say, but we didn't want to trust him because he couldn't give us the code.
Good plan.
So, it sort of looks over at Fear. Not that you were that great, but got the idea.
I just learned it this morning, earlier tonight.
But so what's next? Is that all of them? Are you gonna clear off the rest of the island, or who sent you?
Well,
what are you doing here?
We're pretty sure all the ones in town are gone. So people in the street should be okay now. We're not sure about the rest of the island. We got here yesterday.
Sounds like a long day.
It has been.
You're welcome to rest here for the evening. It's as safe as it could be. It's at least we think.
Do you happen to know a high-level cleric, by any chance, in this temple?
Not currently. There's the headmistress of the temple is actually, she's also a fisherman, or a fisherwoman, and typically is out on her with her crew at least 2-3 days out of the 10-day.
But what?
She's been gone for a day and a half at this point, so I mean she should be back within a few days.
Alright, I'd like to have her look at our friend here. See if
Well,
she's a little out of sorts.
If you'd like, I can try taking a look. See.
Oh, sure.
Comes over, and Rose, this little tiny halfling comes over, and again, much like Furia had done, is starts poking and prodding you a little bit, and is pulled by a little. It doesn't say much, does she?
Usually more
It's
than
part
that.
of the problem. She's usually very quiet, but now she can't talk at all.
Sort of. Start and it starts going in front of Rose's eyes like this a little bit. I've seen some spells that can addle the mind. You say your friend is usually more eloquent than this. That would be my only guess, is there doesn't seem to be anything physically wrong with them. But if it is something of that, it is beyond my means to heal.
Yeah.
You need someone with a more powerful healer's skill than I have.
Right, would
Oh,
your
I
temple
guess-
matriarch be perhaps?
I would assume she would be able to.
Alright. You can at least try. Right, Rose? Oh. Okay. Well.
And
guess
Lydia,
I'm
I meant to ask, are you hiding any of your...
Nope.
Okay.
We're in it proud. I'm still by the door a little, more so than everyone else, but I'm
Do me a
gonna get
favor,
spited by
roll 2d10.
Yeah, I'm gonna get spited by one or the other. 54.
Oh, okay. See, the individual just looked at you a little bit, doesn't seem to react, and goes back, well, as I said, you're welcome to rest. There's not much in the way of place for you to stay, but you're welcome to a piece of floor you can pull up.
Thea is
Well,
kind of
should-
paranoid at this point. Can I
I
make
know.
a... Oops, sorry.
I'm sort of looking from Lydia and back at the. Well, we would like to get back to the Temple of Joaquin to let them know that everything has been taken care of. I left them sort of waiting earlier. As well as my friend here is a little uncomfortable.
Looks over at you, Fury, and you can see a little smirk come across her face. Our type usually are weak-willed, but of course you're welcome to depart, and I'll have my friend here open the door again. And Lydia, what were you saying?
Oh, just that I was gonna make an insight check to see if I trusted him to leave me alone during the night. But if we're leaving, that's fine. It's fine by me.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh.
Either way.
Oh, that's not good. Insight. 9! No idea what
Okay.
he's gonna do.
Didn't seem like they paid any mind to you whatsoever.
Okay, good. I'm just that, like, obnoxious kid in class that, like, wants everyone to know they got an A, and they're just, like, standing real proud and kind of, like, looking at other people's papers.
But eventually, they get the door back open, escort the group you back out. You can hear that heavy as the door gets pushed shut again.
Well, I guess it wasn't too bad. No one killed me right outright, so that's good. Rose, we'll get you back there in a few days, though. Maybe someone, okay.
So you're heading back to the Temple of Joaquin.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes you, without any issues, as you start heading back. Takes you all about maybe half an hour to get there. Eventually you find your way back. You give your code, enter back in, and you see your two individuals you had spoken with before. The rather beautiful elven-looking woman and the large, sort of bluish-skinned, very obviously extraplanar individual. And then the two of them sort of look at you. So you've returned. Any news?
We think cleared them all out. As far as we know, anyway.
And the other temples, how fare my brothers and sisters?
Good. As far as we know, nobody's died. The Temple of Umberlee held out for some hours before we got there, and they did not let anybody in.
That is wonderful to hear. So have you come back to us to rest for the remainder of the evening, or what are your plans now that you seem to have succeeded in what you set off to do?
It's either rest here or go back to the inn and rest there. Make sure Indigo is all right. Or rather, the rest of the people in the inn are all right.
Oh, I doubt Indigo would do anything too outlandish.
Also, we were talking to the ones in the Temple of Umberly about fixing Rose here. Something happened, and we're not quite sure. They said their head would be back in a couple of days. Would you be able to do something? Or are we going to have to wait?
I am sorry, while I am here aiding with this temple, I am not a healer. I am just someone who resides in the city and has some arcane ability.
Well, you have probably more than I do, so I thought I'd ask. And look at the rest of us party. Do you want to go back or do you want to stay here?
I could use a long rest either way. I'm like swaying on my feet. Tired.
Art and Murdoch just sort of shrug and look at the rest of you. They seem to be indifferent either way.
Supposedly, how far back is the tavern?
Probably about another 10-15 minutes from here.
Oh,
The inn actually has beds. Here we just got the floor. So I know Murdoch would probably appreciate the bed more.
Alright, let's go back to the tavern and alert them that the temples are alright as well. Maybe they'll feel safer too.
Okay. Another little bit of time goes by, and you all arrive back at the inn. The innkeeper lets you back in through your back door. It takes a few minutes for him to respond, as he had passed out. Advises you that Indigo was a little rough and didn't want to, stay in bed, stay asleep, stay anything. But eventually they got her passed out, and he basically says, go head back up to your rooms. He's going back to bed.
Okay.
That's what I'll do.
Is Indigo upstairs or downstairs?
The innkeeper advises you that she is currently upstairs asleep in one of the rooms.
Okay. Is she in the room, like, with me and Murdoch as before, or?
You can go check. The innkeeper didn't specify. He just said she was upstairs asleep.
Okay. I'm just gonna check, like, each room, figure out where she is.
It takes you a couple of minutes. You do find she is in a room by herself now.
Okay. I'm gonna... Is there a bed in this room, or is she on it?
She's on the one bed that's in there.
Okay. I'm gonna hunker myself on the floor, like maybe steal a pillow if it's available on the bed, and like just kind of rest on the floor.
Okay. So, Rose, what would you be doing, or what would the party be doing with Rose as you guys have sort of wandered back? And
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, would I be like... Would I have the ability to, like, know to get myself to an empty bedroom? Or not even that?
We're just all getting to bed and it's like, oh shit, Rose.
Just standing there all night.
You are extremely, I guess I'll say, animalistic. It's just very sort of basic. So if Rose would have focused, if Rose has stronger feelings towards one member of the party than another, well, let's say Rose is bonded the most with Furia. then Rose is probably just going to follow Furia to wherever Furia goes.
I guess she would probably follow Murdoch, since you know
Okay.
she learned to read and is now starting to teach Murdoch to handle the shield. So
I guess, yeah, as Murdoch notices that and sort of goes into the room that she had shared previously with Sarah and sort of gestures to the bed. And if Sir Rose gets the idea to lay down.
okay, yeah. So she'll take that bed, and then she was pretty banged up, so she'll fall asleep pretty quickly.
Okay, so then as the group of you start to, hit your different rooms and lay down to rest for the evening, this is where we're going to take our break for tonight's episode. So something I want to call out real quick to everyone is congratulations. You have now leveled up.
What? Yeah.
So, some people
been
were
a
aware
while.
that was coming at the end of that from last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to, you can spend a couple minutes during your break to get yourselves leveled up. I believe you guys are level 9 now,
Mm-hmm.
which gives access to 5th level spells for your full casters. Which
That's
might
scary.
include
Help me,
something.
Rose.
So yeah, don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a few moments to see what our party decides to do next. So stay tuned, peeps.
BRB.
welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us in a couple of moments. As you heard right before we went to break, our party has just leveled up to level 9. So, and give them a couple of moments extra in case anyone wanted to level up their, take care of leveling up their character sheet now. But as our party has laid down for their long rest this evening, we find ourselves in Lydia's room.
Uh-oh.
As eyes closed, resting peacefully. Lydia, you on the other hand, find yourself sitting in a rather small boat. It's probably only a little bit larger than your typical canoe in terms of length and width-wise. Small, single mast in the middle of it. Small sail. As you find yourself looking around and see nothing except open sea.
That's disconcerting.
As you're traveling on this very slow, it's almost like a leisurely cruise, this very sort of comfortable breeze on this very narrow band of water traveling in one direction. The sun directly overhead, giving no true concept of what direction or where you're heading. As you look off to one side, to your left side, you see this light bluish green teal, the color of the open sea you're used to experiencing. And you're getting a sensation of warmth and almost comfort from that. As you turn and look off to your right-hand side, you see a much darker color to the ocean. Whereas on your looking to your left, you can see down into the depths and see fish moving. On the right, there is nothing but darkness. As you continue to just sort of sail in between these two, you can see that this band that you're sailing on seems to be getting fed from the left-hand side. But there's something now you can see coming from the distance on the right-hand side in the horizon. It seems to be a much larger ship off in the distance.
Oh dear. That's no good.
And as it slowly starts to move towards you, you can start to see on the front sail that same emblem you remember from the streets just mere hours ago, with the waves curling from the left and to the right and from the right. And as it starts to approach, you find yourself awaking in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Soaked
Oh no.
in what you can smell to be seawater. The bed soaked.
Oh.
While slightly unsettled, you do still get the benefits of a full rest.
Okay, good. Oh. Wonder what that means. Probably something bad. Alright, well, I will try to dry myself off as best I can and leave the room. I don't know if anyone else was in the room with me, but, you know. I think
No,
I
it
might.
seems that for the most part, you guys had separated into your own rooms that initial night, except for Artemis had stayed with Furia. It had been you and Rose
Okay.
and Murdoch
Rose-
and Sarah. But where Sarah went and slept in the room with Indigo, Rose went with Murdoch, which left you in the
Okay.
room alone.
Okay.
And it is very difficult to try to dry yourself off, as it seems like everything in this room is soaked.
Oh dear. I don't think I did this. Was I drunk? No, I wasn't drunk last night. Alright. Let me go to, Granny's room. Granny will have a tea towel. Maybe I can... I'll knock on Granny's door.
Murdoch gets up, opens the door, and you can see Murdoch and Rose are in that room. Sarah is
Oh.
not.
Right. Alright! Rose, come here! I have a thing I want to try.
Do I wake up?
Yeah, you'd
Oh.
be awake at this point. It's already morning.
Okay,
so
okay.
yeah, you can see this person is excitedly flailing her arms at your face. Just
Okay, that's good enough. Alright, and I will put my hand on Rose and I will start the incantations to cast Greater Resto on Rose.
And so your friend Rose reaches up and grabs hold of your face, and you can feel this energy start to pulse through you. And all of a sudden you get this strange sensation of almost electricity being pulsed between Lydia's hands directly through your skull. And the effects of feeble mind have worn off.
Oh, Lydia, what are you doing? I'm like, wait.
You're back!
Oh, you say that again.
You're back!
Oh, I can hear you. Or I can understand you. What the hell was that?
It was some kind of spell we gathered that made your mind kind of go funny. Like you've been...
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to
Ugh.
have you back.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
so glad
talk.
you-
I can understand you finally.
Oh, good.
I could recognize you guys, but I couldn't understand anything. I couldn't speak.
That's
Oh.
rough. We missed you.
All right. Whew, thank you.
Do you have a tea towel? Or a regular towel? I'm
A
kind
what?
of dripping. I need a towel. I'm soft and wet. Just...
It looks like she just got out of the tub with all her...
Yeah.
I'll rip the sheet off of the bed that I just slept in.
Oh, that's quite kind of
Right.
you. I should leave a tip for housekeeping with all the mess I'm making.
Yeah, what happened? Why are you soaking wet?
I think it's some message from a god, or you know how it works. It's all
So how much do I remember
spooky
of what?
meanings and stuff.
Mhm. How much do I remember of what we did yesterday when I was in, that state?
That's the best way to phrase it. So it doesn't affect your memory. It impacts your understanding of it.
Okay.
So basically, the best way to say it is think of it like everything you saw yesterday after the spell happened. You're looking at a Picasso painting of it.
Okay.
So it's a comic book illustrated by Picasso. So everything's a little sort of like disjointed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like you would remember, oh, okay, yeah, the guy with the long hair, he's dead.
Yeah, and I think we knew it was a temple to a different god than Lydia's before I got feeble-minded. I think that's true.
Yes, I believe Lydia mentioned it. I don't know if she actually... I know Lydia knew it. I don't know if she mentioned it. to
Okay,
everyone.
maybe I didn't.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Alright. Yeah, okay. I don't really... I mean, I kind of remember what happened last night, but it's all kind of disjointed. But
Well, don't think too hard. Just let it come back to you, and we'll have some breakfast and
yeah,
maybe
that'll
you'll
help.
remember better then. I'm sure Granny will want to put some food in you. So,
I could use it. I'm pretty hungry, so.
alright, let's go down.
Okay. There's the two of you head down. Fury, what would you be doing is you wake up
I would
with-
probably, yeah, I would probably be one of the first people up, and I would head down immediately, pretty much.
Yeah, and
Find some food.
Art will do the same. Sarah, what about yourself?
When I wake up, is Indigo in the room?
Nope.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the room and look around for Indigo.
Okay, go ahead and make a go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Survive waking up.
You wake up and put 2 feet down. At your age, that's a
Oh my
victory.
god. 21.
Okay. So you take probably about 20 minutes searching the upstairs, every room that you can open a door to, in the closets, under the bed, everywhere you can think of, looking for Indigo.
Do I find her?
Eventually, you make your way downstairs. After exhausting everything on that floor, to find her behind the bar with the innkeep. It seems to be, helping getting people food and drink this morning.
Okay. I'm going to go over to her and go, Indigo, good news, dearie. While we were out, guess who we found?
She looks over at the bartender, and you can see a little bit of a smirk on her face. The wee one's sister? Brother? And you can see the bartender starting to laugh.
No? Your mother?
Oh, did you bring her home?
No. She was helping people at one of the temples, but she loved your drawing. We gave it to her.
Gives a little bit of a smile. Okay, well, I can go see her then.
We'll take you to her once we make sure that's super duper safe for you. We cleared out most of the bad guys, but just want to make sure.
Okay, well then, hurry, tell me what you want for breakfast so you can get out and do that. Because I want to go see Mommy.
Fair enough. I will
That's
slide
my
the
line.
I will slide the innkeep 2 gold and just say sorry for the room.
He just sort of looks over and quietly leans towards you a little bit. Yeah, she's not that bad. I have been telling her things to poke fun at some of the guests about, and she's been riding them all morning. It's been entertaining to watch.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna also get behind the bar because I'm not letting a 4-year-old upstage me.
Okay, so what are the rest of you doing as you've made your way down? And as you come down, you can see the bartender, Indigo, and Sarah all behind the bar. And it seems like Sarah and Indigo are competing
It's
in
chopped.
food and beverage preparation.
Hello, Lydia. What would
Hello.
you like for breakfast, dearie?
Whatever you have, Granny. To be honest, I'm a little disgruntled this morning.
I'm gonna
But we
need your
help.
help.
We
This
helped
one's
Rose
to go.
out. Rose is good, you know.
Oh, good. She can talk and
She's Rose again. Yeah.
good.
Yeah, she walks down the stairs and sees Sarah behind the bar. Ah, making breakfast today?
Yes, and I have a little sous chef with me.
Ah, well, give me your best. I'm starving.
You hear Indigo. Yes, of course, I'll take care of that so it doesn't get burnt by this one.
She just
You're
laughs.
such a kidder. I'm gonna do kind of like the claw hand. Mm.
And And Lydia, as you have
standing
slid
on
gold, you
school.
can see the innkeep just staring in the background. And eventually the group of you find your way to the table. Food is slowly starts to be brought over by Indigo and by Sarah. To them jostling for position occasionally, it looks like, you know. And so the day is yours.
So I want to go back to Fabio's party, and I prepared my spell. Can I do that now?
What spell would you prepare?
Speak with dead.
Don't think there's a time limit on it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Alright, I will go. I'll tell everyone quietly, like, I'm gonna go see Fabio and see if I can get some answers.
We
Alright,
should also check out that ooze trail.
That too. Very disturbing stuff. And I'm pretty sure one of the sea gods is angry at me. Cause I had a
Oh,
nightmare.
that was the. That's why you were.
Yeah, I had a
soaking-
nightmare
soaked this
and
morning?
now my hair is all wet and my arm is all wet.
I thought that was just a cleric thing.
No. But thank you.
A clerical error, if you will.
Ah. I see what you did there, Granny.
Other than doing that, what else? What other reason do we have to stay here?
Oh, I wanted to ask about getting a ship for body too.
You would know that near, from what you were shown initially on the map for the area when you were getting shown where the temples were, the docks are basically the, just to say, like the shipyard and that area that leads to the docks. You have to sort of circle around to get there.
Okay.
But if you head back over past the Temple to Umberley, you can find yourself at the shipyard, and they should be able to sell you some manner of vessel.
Okay. I'll be doing that today. Going to check on Fabio and getting the ship, the little boat prepared. I want to do for him. We can follow the ooze trail definitely.
But is there any other reason to stick around? Have we done what we're supposed to do here?
I think we interrupted what was going to happen.
We
Other
do
than
need
the
to bring
artifact
Enoch
actually not
from
being
Hannah.
here?
Yeah, I mean, we took care of all the people causing trouble here, and yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any artifact even here anyway.
I wonder what that means.
Well, we know where it is, sort of.
Sort of.
But just like we don't. It's safe where it is, so I don't think we have to go get it. Or, just leave it where it is. Any thoughts?
I mean, do we want it ourselves, or we just wanted to make sure Fabio didn't get his hands on it?
I think it's fine where it is, honestly. We chased the problem out of town. I mean, whoever was controlling Fabio is probably still going to go for it, but I mean, we have other things to do at the same time.
Where else on our map to go? I forget. Where's the
Well,
last place?
Sarah, we still have to go do the meetup.
Oh right, right.
And we heard about the group going after the rings. So we should get on that probably too.
Right. Right. Yes. Alright.
But this is also the third thing that we're doing. So maybe he'll have more for us to do or more information once we
That's what
finish
I was
this one.
thinking too.
Anyway, let's go deal with the rest of Fabio first thing.
Group of you start heading back out to... Oh, what were you going to say, Sarah?
I just wanted to mention I did want to bring Indigo to her mother.
Okay, so you're doing that before checking the rest of the city, make sure it's safe? You're just bringing her with you now?
Right. Let's check the city, make sure it's safe.
Okay. So as you start heading over towards the towards Fabio, where you left the body of Fabio hidden away, Sarah, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
14.
Okay. So as you're looking around, you're not really seeing anything out there. You're still not seeing any people walking around, but you're also not seeing any strange things moving around either. Seems like currently it feels like you are the only group of people wandering around outside.
Okay.
As you're...
Are we...
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. No, go ahead.
As you all are moving towards Fabio's corpse, after about 5 minutes or so of walking, you all start to get that same feeling with you know, the hair on the back of your neck standing up a little bit. You get the sensation that somebody's watching you.
What can I do with it? Passive perception of 19. Does that get me anything, DM?
Check.
Or I will roll for it if I feel that way. Whichever you want.
Nope.
Well, that's the eerie feeling. I don't like it at all.
I mean, can I just look around since I feel like someone's watching us?
Sure, go ahead and make a
See if I
perception
can
check.
see anything. Investigation, you said?
No, perception.
Perception, okay. 13?
Oh, you get the sensation, but you can't tell where it's coming from. You spend no time looking around. You don't see anything. Like, you don't see a curtain all of a sudden close or blinds flip up in a window. Nothing telltale. You just get this sensation like something is watching you.
Yeah, I feel something's off too, Lydia, but I don't see anything.
Is Fabio's body still there, or are we not close enough to...
You're not there yet. It takes you about a half an hour or so to get there.
Okay. Do we feel the person watching us, like...
As you're
The whole
walking,
time we're
this is
walking?
like 10, 15 minutes you've got this feeling.
Ugh.
If I turn around and, like, look at the rooftops, really look around us?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Seven.
Nope. You
Oh,
don't see anything. There's some nice houses.
I love the paint on that one. Okay, I guess we're...
Just keep it on.
Yeah, I guess let's keep going. I mean, it's been like
Keep
10
walking.
minutes and I haven't seen anything.
Except if they're right behind us. Do I see anything?
Nope.
No!
Art jumps a little as Art was right behind that shoulder.
I doubt that's going to work. If we can't look around and see them, they're very well hidden.
Or something.
What are we going to
I
do
have-
about them? Do we want them to know about Fabio?
Probably not.
Or are they just a scared townsperson with skill in hiding?
Are they expecting us to feed
is
them?
it-
No!
I mean, is it magic? I mean, I don't know if I would be able to tell that somebody was nearby
Oh,
if it was
that's-
magic, but
I will
Is-
cast Detect
is-
Magic.
Yeah, is it our eyeball friend?
Okay, so Lydia, you cast Detect Magic. Okay, go ahead and make a perception check, Lydia.
You're not gonna believe this. I got a nat 20.
It's not at
Plus
all that
9.
difficult. As you cast your spell,
Yeah.
you can see what looks to be stands about 2 feet tall, humanoid shaped, glowing thing. It's radiating illusion magic. It's probably about 45, 50 feet behind you. And it is keeping pace with you and you're just seeing this, walking illusion.
I will explain that to the group. There's a walking thing behind us. Granny, maybe you could peel off and try to stealth up and see what it is behind us. No, you can't see it. It's magical. Ah, damn it.
Is it?
We could just dispel it. Or try to dispel it.
True. Alright. Alright.
Is that the
Yeah.
one? You want me to try it? Or Art, you
I
want to
mean-
try it?
Let me see if
I have the
Art-
spell ready to go. Just saying.
I have the spell too.
Artemis does not have Dispel Magic prepared currently, and I can't see what spells they have, so I'm going to say Art just sort of shrugs and seems non-committal.
What's the range on dispel magic?
120.
Do I have to get closer?
120 feet.
Oh, okay, then we'll find. Yeah, I'll cast dispel magic in the direction, thinking of little humanoid invisibility.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Check this real quick here. Okay, go ahead and make your check. So roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
I think it's a 3. I don't remember. It's a 4? I'm better than I thought it was. So that means it's an 18.
Okay. So, as you, this all of a sudden coming into view is this small bipedal green humanoid looking creature. 2 long pointed ears coming off towards the back. 2 small horns coming off, sort of rounding out off the back of its head. And as you guys found, you watch as it go and looks over towards the group of you. This dark, like greenish black eyes. Blinks twice and turns and takes off running the other direction.
I'm running after it.
yeah, I'm gonna run after it too.
Okay. Do them take off. Lydia, anything you'd be doing?
Should I cast... I'll cast Sleet Storm in this direction to try to slip it up.
I'll
That's-
cast Hunter's Mark on it.
That's a better
at,
idea.
3rd level.
Probably a
Oh.
better idea than my idea, but
Okay, so as Lydia's casting Sleet Storm, and you're doing this over it?
kinda. So it's encompasses it, but isn't gonna get like immediately anyone of our party in it.
Oh, okay. And what's the radius on Sleet Storm?
Why didn't 150 feet.
No, that's how far you can cast it. What's the radius?
Oh, the radius. Sorry. 40-foot radius.
Okay.
In the middle of a city street.
Yeah.
That's big.
So-
There's no one else
Radius
out.
is 40 foot.
What? Okay, so we've got that getting centered on that creature.
Yeah.
What is your spell save DC on that?
17 now. Dex saving throw.
Oh, okay. And Hunter's Mark is a Wisdom save, right?
I don't think it's a save at all.
Oh,
I think
hang
it
on.
just happens.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
let's
it just happens.
So Dexterity. Ooh, he's got a pretty good Dexterity. Okay. So that is a 19 for that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
But if
So-
it's concentrating on a spell, it must make a successful con saving throw against my spell save DC.
What? Okay. Yeah, it is. Well, it is now in the middle of that. Rose and Sarah, as you two are charging after this thing, all of a sudden, there is basically a blizzard in front of you. You can see
Okay.
heavy, sort of like wet, heavy snow blowing almost sideways. Are you still charging after this thing, or are you?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep charging through it. Try
Okay,
to-
Okay.
go ahead. I need both of you to make Dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna yell at Rose. It's using magic.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this before, so I don't. Ooh, 15.
Okay, Lydia, what's your spell save
Needed
DC?
to be a
17.
17?
Oh my goodness.
Okay. And
Oh,
I'll wait on Sarah here.
sorry, I did Dex roll instead of Dex save. 16.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
both fail. As you two start charging into it, you get about 5 or 6 feet in, and immediately your feet start sliding and just bump into each other, and you both fall prone.
Oh! Hi, are you okay? Are you?
Oh, my
Oh,
head.
God!
I'm alright, then just.
I can't
I
see.
just-
It's
Okay.
my glasses.
I just look over at Lydia and I'm like, why?
Did that little thing do that?
Oh,
I
thought it would like slow him down and make him fall.
I mean, Artemis is
I can
small and
track
makes
him.
I mean,
magic.
For the next
Artemis
8
does
hours.
fire,
Okay,
right?
well,
I've
I
never
didn't know
seen.
you could do that. No one told me that you could track things for 8 hours.
Do I see Lydia like
I'm
pulling
Lydia.
No, she's
Elsa
behind you.
Lydia,
it's-
I'm me. Very. I track things.
Okay. I'll make it stop.
And as happens, as you watch, as the two of you are sort of picking yourself up, this thing is now slid across the ground as well.
Ooh.
And as all of a sudden, as quickly as it appeared, the storm stops. The three of you get up and start. Are you chasing after it again?
Yeah, I'm gonna chase after this.
It's back up,
Yeah,
and again
I'll
the
start
three
running
of them
after it as well now.
keep
We
taking
just did a
off.
pratfall.
And then you watch as it starts charging straight at the wall of a building. And as it hits the building, you watch as its shape shimmers a little bit. And you watch as a 2-foot tall, or rather long, centipede starts climbing up the wall.
Ooh.
I hate this.
Weird.
It's like, oh, whoa.
Just all those billions of freaking.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
How tall is the wall?
2 stories tall, so say like 25, 26 feet.
And
I
there's
As it,
Okay,
oh, it's
just,
a wall to you guys, but it's actually the side of a building.
yeah.
I'll turn into a giant spider. Follow
I
it.
I would like to try and
Bug
prone
chase.
it with a crossbow bolt.
You're trying to what now?
I'm not trying to kill. I want to hit like a segment, a non-lethal segment of this centipede.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack shot. Attack
Mm.
roll.
Are there any like barrels against the wall?
21.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll your non-lethal damage.
That's the word, non-lethal. 5.
Okay. As you sign into it, it is still moving.
I'm gonna yell up at it. Indigo, if that's you, 1, I'm sorry. 2, you don't have to run. We will take you to mommy.
It does not respond. As you all of a sudden you see there's a massive spider starting to clamber up by you and climb up the wall.
You know what? I'm leaving this to you, Feria. I'm gonna go sit down.
Are there any like barrels by the wall or like some kind
Sure.
of lattice, something I can
There's a barrel.
grab onto anything?
There's a barrel.
That only gets me up like a couple feet.
Yeah, and this thing it's a 2-story side of a building.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll run up to the right up to the wall and just kind of look up at it, but I can't really do much else.
So as you're looking up and the spider is crawling up, you watch as it hits the roof, and again the image shimmers, and it turns into something that looks like, if you all have seen Gremlins 2, the new batch, when that thing gets injected with the bat DNA, it basically looks like a cross between this weird 2-legged thing and a bat. And just
Like the Gerda.
and starts taking off into the air.
Ah, damn it.
Which direction is it going
It is
at the moment?
It is flying. As it starts flying up, it seems to be heading to the east.
Okay, that makes sense. That's mainland. I'm going to stop as a spider on the roof and just watch it to see if it continues its course, more or less. And once it gets mostly out of sight, then I'll crawl back down and turn back into myself.
Yeah, it seems to just keep on going.
What was that thing?
I don't know. I was gonna ask that too. I guess no one knows who or what that was.
Well,
It's-
on the good side, it wasn't indigo.
Well, never thought it was. But I
Yeah,
mean, if
right.
it's like me, I can't change into those things.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's obviously still following us.
I never expected it to stop, but that was
True.
a weird way of doing it.
Wonder who sent that one.
That's true. Probably the snake guy. Maw guy. Well, I'd say now that they're gone, let's get back to what we came here to do.
Alright.
Okay, so you finish the remainder of your journey. You find the remains of Fabio's remains. You do notice that there are a lot of worms and maggots already going after the body.
Yeah. I didn't.
We need to burn this one as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have a feeling he's going to turn into a worm-stuffed person.
Alright. Forget the bullet, I guess. We can...
And you said we were looking for a trail, something like climbed out of his mouth? Like my memory's a little fuzzy of
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
Do the other thing first.
All right. So far I've got 2 questions for him. Do you guys have anything specific you want me to add?
How truthful is he going to be? I mean, we weren't that nice to him. I killed him, technically.
We don't.
Is he going to be truthful?
We don't know, really. Could be cryptic. Sorry. We don't know. Could be cryptic.
Yeah, I mean, you all know him better than I do. I don't really know what. We
So
know
far,
the
I-
artifact isn't here that he was looking for.
What do you have so far, Lydia?
Who possessed you? What happened to you?
Do we know who possessed him?
Well, I guess what possessed him?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's a good, how truthful is he going to be question, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Is Fabio's soul okay? I would ask that.
I really don't have anything to say to him or questions to ask him.
Okay.
Now, I will say if this is something, because I know we are down 2 party members.
Mm-hmm.
So, or 2 players, I should say. So if this is something, if you only have 2 or 3 questions, you can ask those. And we can rewind next session when everyone's present.
Okay.
If you want to say, here are my 2, here are my 3. And we leave the other 2 for Artemis and Murdoch when they're back, as they may have questions as well.
Murdoch will probably have questions, because it's Murdoch.
Yeah.
So, alright. I will go up to, I should have got, done gentle repose or something, but, Fabio, as I cast my spell.
As you cast a spell, you hear that intake of just as the corpse
Yeah, that's never gets less unsettling.
seems to suck in air into the remnants of its lungs.
Fabio, can you tell us what possessed you?
A few moments goes by as you can hear the sort of that still rattle from within. You got, what possessed me to what?
Now you're just okay. I guess.
It probably wasn't a possession, but a choice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't really know what else to ask. Is your soul okay? Can you tell that? I want to make sure you're okay.
Let me take a look, actually.
In what way would my soul be okay?
Yeah.
About it has moved to its next home.
I hate that answer, but I'm gonna save 3 for Murder, because I don't have anything else that's really answerable.
Oh,
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah.
If I just say something to him that's not a question, is that going to burn anything?
depends on what is said and how it could be inferred.
All right, I don't want to.
Because I mean, you can turn around if you think of it. If what are you thinking? Isn't a question. It's your mouthing off its own, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I was
somebody
gonna
could
mouth off,
interpret it
and
as,
it wouldn't even be in the form of a question.
and you could try it if you want to, but who knows?
All right.
Okay, so do me a favor and make sure you note down for next time that there are 3 questions from Speak with Dead to Fabio for that y'all can discuss. And again, you can talk through it between now and next week if you want more time to think about it. But yeah, you know, your friendly neighborhood lawyer will have at least 1 or 2.
Exactly.
You never know. Your wizard might have some too.
Right too.
But eventually, as the spell comes to an end, you hear that as that air escapes once more.
I guess we can sort of. You want to light one fire right here? Is that what you mean, Furia?
I don't really want to move him with all the bugs. I mean, he's kind of squishy now.
Yeah, true. Okay.
How much plant life is around?
Lydia dragged him over to the side of someone's home. It's basically in the bushes and shrubbery of this person's property. It's, I won't say it's overgrown, but it's decently planted. It's, again, looking at, though, the plants are green. It's not like this is dead growth that will easily burn, but
Right.
with enough flame and enough time, even a live tree will burn.
I could do a wall of fire if we move him out of the bushes a little bit.
All right.
You know, it'd be a little more contained than a fireball. Sorry, Art.
Or just sort
You
of...
have good control on your fireballs, but they're just big.
I could just use my hands together and just send out a wave right there.
That would work.
It'll cover everything in a 15-foot cone.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't hit houses, I suppose.
Okay, so... Oh. Bless you, Rose.
Bless you, Rose, yeah.
So, Art will sort of step up and stand a couple of feet back. Reach forward, hands out, thumbs touching. And you watch as this small sort of spiral of fire starts to radiate from the tips of their fingers as it grows into this massive 15-foot cone. And you just watch as everything in a 15-foot diameter around Fabio's body is just set ablaze. See a little bit of a smile on Art's face.
All right.
That's what we were looking for. Good job.
Is it still ablaze?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. All
Let
right.
let it burn for a bit, as long as it's not the grass and stuff.
Okay.
Kill all those worms.
True.
And you can see as it's burning, there are worms that are trying to crawl out onto the street.
Yeah.
And as they're just on flames crawling towards you like flaming, wiggling spaghetti.
Ew.
If I have to, I'll throw a couple of produced flames at the ones that get the farthest away.
Oh, no, they're only making it maybe a foot and a half away, as eventually they're just sort of curling up and blackening.
I might do it anyway, just for fun.
Well, we
And
kicked
she
his ass proper,
slowly-
like I promised him we
No,
would.
no, Can I say a couple words? Fabio, I'm sorry you had to go out like this. When I knew you were different. And I'm sorry you had to change. That's it. Okay, so we don't have to get the boat anymore. So that crosses a big X off our list. We want to go follow that ooze into the sewer then.
Yes, is all the fire out? Or first, have all the worms stopped trying to leave?
Yes, it seems like over the last minute or so, the worms are no longer trying to crawl away. Most of the flame is out on the street and the most of the shrubbery. The body is still burning at the moment, although not as large. You do notice some of the bushes that the body was under are still burning, and they're starting to catch a little bit on flame themselves.
Probably that out.
Anybody have some water? We probably should keep those under control.
I look at
Um,
Art.
Why don't I have produced
Mhm.
water?
Anybody have a
I
water
did
skin?
fire.
I'll take my water skin and splash it on the shrubs.
Me too.
Let's see here what Art's got.
And I could take my cloak off my back and try to like suffocate it if it's still manageable.
Okay. And so eventually, with everyone sort of chipping in, you guys do get the fire under control. And then as you sort of turn back out, Lydia, go ahead and make because you're really the only one who saw where this is. Go ahead and
Okay.
make a survival check for me.
That is a... Oh, I got a +5 in survival. That is a 17.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're able to almost immediately find that trail again. And you can see it does seem to have dried and almost crystallized over the last 8 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it leads, as you watch, as it goes across the 3 little ways, down a few feet, and then down into the sewer drain.
How big is the sewer drain? Can I
So
fit
the-
down there, or is it going to be like a little person job?
No, so the drain itself, you'd have to basically get the covering off of it,
Mm-hmm.
or find an entranceway into it. But as you're
Okay.
looking down, it leads down a good number of feet. It's hard to say exactly how deep it is.
Okay.
Your best guess is you might be able to fit, and it might be a little tight for you, but this is one of those. It's basically like think of just a row of metal bars.
Okay.
So if you
All
were
right.
to find a way to get it out of the ground, you could just enter here. You'd have to find an entrance to the sewer elsewhere.
Okay. Granny, I hate to ask you this, but do you happen to have a crowbar on you?
Well,
I know you're
let
very
me just-
resourceful.
Let me just check my purse.
Murdoch is walking away.
I mean, I could just try to rip
What
him.
if somebody stays
Oh.
here and somebody else goes finds the entrance?
Oh, I have one!
There we go. Problem solved. Rose, do you want to try opening it?
Yeah, I mean, I can give it a shot. Oh, that's a nat 1. Oh gosh.
I jump backwards.
Yeah.
Let me try.
Why don't I try first, Granny, before you pull out?
I also start walking away. I'm just like, nope, I'm out. Follow Murdoch.
I want to try.
Okay, you can
Yeah,
try.
go ahead and
first.
make a strength check.
12.
Granny is... Now, mind you, the crowbar itself is probably about almost half the size of Granny. She's got it in there and is grabbing.
Wait, how did that fit in your purse?
Yeah. I got a 16 for mine.
Oh, okay. As
Not
you
a bag
start
of
on
holding.
its,
I'm just a grandma.
eventually, as you're sort of pulling on it with that, you hear it start to come loose, and you are eventually able to open it.
There. It was all you two. I was just, with like a jar. I just.
I loosened it.
Yeah, exactly. It was all. Yep. All right. Who's going down first?
Here I go.
Okay.
And I'll go in second, I guess.
So as you watch as Sarah just jumps down into the hole, you hear a splash. As Sarah, you land in water that is about a foot deep.
Half my height.
Oh no.
And it smells foul.
Oh, this was a bad idea. Oh, this was. You just hear gagging.
Okay, Rose,
How
you're
many-
jumping down too?
Yeah.
Okay, you jump
How many
down.
feet down is it from the street? The bottom.
It's less than 10.
Okay. Is it a ladder?
Yes.
I will take the ladder down
Okay.
about 8
Oh,
feet
come on,
and
that's
then
not
reach
that bad.
down
I mean, the
and
joke's
lift
like-
Granny up out of the water and kind of give her a little shake, so she's not
Yes.
half drowned.
Don't. You're aerating it. You're aerating.
Oh, do you want me to drop you back?
No.
So, Lydia, as you climb down, you're holding the ladder on one, you've got Sarah picked up in the other. Go ahead and make a strength check as you're trying to now...
Okay. That makes sense. Oh, I rolled a
it's dripping on
17,
me, watch
so
out.
17
Okay.
plus 2. 19.
Yeah, so as you're looking here, this ladder comes straight down into the water.
Okay.
About 6 feet away from you, on the opposite wall, there is a small, raised actual land portion.
Granny, how far can I eat you?
I don't know.
All right.
Okay, strength check.
I'm
You
no-
will have disadvantage on this as you are one-arming this while holding a ladder.
19 and a 12, so 14.
Okay, you do make the distance. Sarah, go ahead and make a dexterity save for me.
Oh God.
You're rogue.
As
can
you are
do this.
just getting...
Oh no.
Oh, you're
10.
Okay, no, that's good enough.
okay.
You do hit the wall and land on your back. No danger, disrespect,
Aw.
but you are okay. You are on land now on the other side.
Here's something crack. My hip.
Oh no.
Granny needs a clerical hip replacement.
Yes.
I never.
Rose, what are you doing as you're watching this and you are within arm's reach of Lydia at the moment?
She'll start wading over to the dry land
Oh, okay.
section, just kind of laughing, saying that Sarah is okay, even though a little worse for wear.
Okay. Lydia, what you doing? You going or you...
I'm going. It's gonna be like a foot on me too, right? And then I'll start wading over a little.
So as you get over there, and it is a little tight for you. Once you get over and you're standing on this slightly raised walkway, basically the ceiling is literally at about 8 feet.
Oh,
So you are very close to this, just sort of
I
almost a claustrophobic feel to it.
yeah, I hate every moment of this. Let's just look for the slime and get out. That's gonna be impossible.
I mean, in
Uh,
a sewer, it might be hard to pick out, slime, but
Eventually, Artemis will come down, climb down the ladder following this, and I personally do not think Artemis would set foot in sewer water.
Yeah.
So Artemis is
I'm
going to
home.
burn a spell slot and Misty Step over onto the ground.
That's a good idea.
That brings us to Furia and Murdoch up on the surface. The two who had sort of turned and started to walk away. Eventually, as you turn and look back, everyone's gone. And
Darn, they went
leaning
down,
up
didn't they?
against the side of a building is the sewer grate.
Do I see or have I seen while we've been wandering around a proper entrance to the sewer?
We'll say go ahead and make a survival check.
16.
Sure. Now you've seen one.
Do I know where it was?
That was back towards the Temple of Joaquin. It's probably about a 10-minute walk from where you are.
Looking at Murdoch and her immaculate clothing, probably. And then back at the hole. It's probably worth going down and sticking with the party and preventing them from getting into more trouble than maintaining cleanliness at this point. I'm trying to just persuade Murdoch to go into the small sewer grate.
Murdoch is going to grumble borderline vehemently at this, and then she's going to Murdoch has listed on their character sheet that they have some common clothing, so I'm going to assume they have some sort of extra little piece of cloth. Is going to just sort of take this cloth and basically tie it around their nose and mouth.
Good idea.
Be like, yes, should probably stay together. You're probably correct.
I can hear her. Well, on all my days in Waterdeep, I never had to do this.
So I'll take the cover off, leaning off the wall, and as I climb down, making sure Murdoch is going first, I'll try to prop it back up in the spot so it doesn't look so obvious.
Oh, okay. Easy
And
enough to do.
I will also Misty Step to the ground.
Okay. Let me see what Murdoch's got to avoid stepping in sewer water. Okay. Oh, never mind. Scratch that whole thing with the tying of the mask. Murdoch walks down, doesn't seem to be bothered by the odor at all.
Oh.
And is going to... I don't know if Murdoch would do. So I'm going to make a call here and say Murdoch does this, and we'll let if Murdoch wants to change this when we're back next week, we'll allow Murdoch to retcon it. But those of you who have seen Murdoch do this during the battle last night with Fabio, watches once more. Murdoch reaches out, and you watch as the stone ground that the group of you are standing on, a section of it grows up in a slight ramp to right where she is on the ladder, and she steps down and just walks down the ramp.
Fair enough.
And now as you look back, there is the section where the water is running down here. There's just this ramp above it. leads right up to the ladder. She's got to crouch down a little as she's coming down along the ramp, but eventually you're all on the side within the sewers.
Great. Where's that slime trail?
Yeah, let's
track it.
I'll start looking around.
Or
Okay.
let's just hope it's not a swimmer.
Go ahead, and all of you who choose to can make anyone who wants to can make an investigation check.
I shall.
Yeah, it's open to any of you can. If you all want to make your own, go ahead. It's
Dirty 20.
okay.
18. A 3.
Investigation, right?
Yep.
20. Natural 20, because I don't have a plus.
Okay, Murdoch is not finding anything. Lydia, were you making one or no?
Oh, I had an 18.
Oh, okay. And Rose, what was yours?
3.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So, Furia, Sarah, Lydia, and Artemis, as they all just sort of start panning out a little bit from where they are and then sort of gathering back together, do see that there is, in fact, a slime, that slime trail does come down sort of along the wall behind the ladder, and then as it comes down, sort of travels along the wall, heading in one direction into the sewers.
I hate this.
I will start stealthing and follow it.
Okay. You said you're stealthing to follow it?
Yeah, best I can in here, yes.
Oh, okay. What about the rest of you? Are you all going quietly?
I can't stealth. I'll be last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll just stay back like 10 feet or so, because
I'll
I can't
attempt
stealth
stealth.
very good either.
Oh, okay. Okay, Saphira, what was yours?
17.
Sarah?
23.
Oh, okay. And Lydia and Rose, you said you are not stealthing, you're deliberately backing away from the party?
I'll give them about 10 feet of room too, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
okay.
yeah, I'll just stay back and like if something happens, maybe I'll.
Yeah, we'll check the rear.
Yeah.
Already.
Okay. So as Furia and Sarah sort of take off in the lead, heading, following along this, you have Murdoch and Art in the middle, and you can hear the two of them as they're walking. They're just every once in a while, one of them will make a comment to the other. It's a little louder than you'd really hope for. A couple of times you can hear just as they're walking along, Murdoch sitting there, and every couple of steps with the cane. On the stone floor. Yeah, eventually it takes you probably about 25 minutes or so. You're following this slime trail. And it leads... You get to a point where it's going along and it hits a wall. And it actually seems, you watch as it splits in two. The trail goes both ways. Goes off to the left and off to the right.
It really is a worm.
Split up or follow then backtrack?
I have a feeling they're at both ends.
And let's stick together and pick one to follow.
All right.
Would we have any idea where these are? Is this going like out to sea? Is this further into the island? Would I know based on my great direction sense?
Go ahead and make a survival check, and we'll see. It's a little difficult now because you're underground. You don't have that real easy. You to be able to look at the sky to really get your bearings.
That's an 11.
Yeah, at best you can tell, it still feels like you're just meandering around in that similar quadrant of the city. But as the sewer has sort of winded, it's not like 90-degree turns that you're following here for the most part. So your best guess is you're still in a similar area, somewhere near like the shipyards, between the shipyards and heading back into the center of the city.
Okay, so we haven't walked. It's just windy, not lengthy.
Yeah, it doesn't. You've been walking for probably about 15-20 minutes, but it's a lot of, we go up here, we're slightly arcing to the left, now we're slightly arcing to the right, now we're arcing a little more to the right. So while you're covering a lot of distance horizontally, it's, horizontal like this.
Right, good. Turning back on itself.
Yeah.
Okay. So that doesn't help which way we should go. Flip a coin?
Okay. You do have
Flip a
coin.
coin.
Heads left, tails right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Heads.
Left.
Okay, so you're heading off to the left.
All right.
Okay.
Rather left. Continue sneaking.
Okay. So as you continue along your way, about another 10 minutes or so, you actually come to a dead end.
Oh.
As you get to that point, you can see that the slime trail is basically as it's traveled along that wall and crawls along that dead end, and you can see that on there are some small cracks in the wall, and you can see that it looks like the slime trail basically goes into those cracks.
Well, that's cheating.
I'd say check the other arm, and if the same thing happens, what else can we do here?
I mean,
Right.
it might be back up on, ground level if the other path is a dead end.
Okay, so as the group of you start turning back towards the other direction, then it takes you about 10 minutes to get back to that fork. And as you start following the right-hand one, so I know we've got Fury and Sarah sort of taking point as they're trying to be quiet. What are the rest of you doing who are following behind? I should say Rose and Lydia, because you're all the way in the back, and we don't have the other two.
I mean,
I'd be trying to be quiet, but I know I can't be in my mail, so.
yeah,
Okay.
just kind of like keeping an eye on them so we don't lose them,
Yeah.
but also trying to maintain that distance so we don't alert, any potential individuals.
Lydia, where you said you're
Improving.
trying to be quiet, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Okay, at disadvantage, right?
Correct, yes.
A 10 and a 12, so a 10.
Okay. So yeah, as you're separating yourselves back from them, so basically you've got Fury and Sarah up front, about 10 or 12 feet behind them you've got Murdoch and Art, then another 10, 12 feet behind is you. So you've got a pretty good distance between the two, so as you're walking along, again, Lydia, you're slightly hunched, trying to stay close because it's a very tight fit for you. Both you and Rose, hear the shh that happens. This is your arm moving as you're going through this area, but eventually you can see the party's moving along, and we have Furia and Sarah back up at the front. You actually find yourselves coming to another cessation in the tunnel itself, as this ends in another solid wall, but this one actually angles up some to another drain.
I'll look up.
Okay, as you look up, looks to be inside of a building. It's fairly dark. It's very difficult to make anything out, anything useful other than you see some walls. You see a single window up near the where the wall meets the ceiling. Looks to be stone wall, very simple sort of wood rafter ceiling.
Can I see the slime heading up and
Yep,
through?
it heads right up the ramp towards the grate.
I'll say quietly, that's not good. Motion other people to, come up, point upwards.
Alright.
Well, should we, try to boost ourselves up through and follow it? I mean, we came this far.
I know we came this far, but we might be in someone's house.
So is that thing.
True.
I could turn into something small and take a look. Not.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then maybe we can decide from there.
All right. I'm assuming there's a mostly dry spot near the wall.
You guys are pretty much walking along this sort of, again, we'll call it like a stone sidewalk next to the sewage water. So yeah, on that it's mostly dry. It's very sort of mildewy and I'll call it slimy, but you know what I mean.
You're right. Well, I'll find a mostly dry spot and turn into a little spider,
Okay.
and make my way up the wall, basically the same track that the slime did.
Okay.
And through the grate, take a look around the house.
So
Or
go
just
ahead and
find
make a
out where the
perception
house
check
is.
for me.
"21.
Okay. So as you sort of climb your way up following this and crawl in between the bars into the room and start taking around, the first thing that you notice almost immediately is off to the side there look to be 3 individuals laying facing away from you. Just laying on the ground.
Does it look like a bedroom?
Oh,
Are people supposed to be laying in this room?"
As you're looking around, stone wall, stone ground, they're not on any sort of padding. Your best get is no, this is not somewhere you would typically see someone laying down like this. At least not of their own accord.
Does this look more like a basement of a building?
As you're looking around, that's probably a safe guess. The window being very high towards the ceiling would... Probable.
I'll crawl over and try to memorize or at least decently memorize the faces of the people.
Oh, okay.
Do they have any recognizable, obvious, this person died from a stab wound kind of things that a spider could see?
Nothing obvious as you were crawling up to look at them. As you sort of crawling around and getting in to look up at their face, what you notice almost immediately is getting around to the front of them, the bodies are bloated. Stomachs extremely distended. And
All right.
moving.
And moving.
Okay. That's also not good. Viria's seen a lot of things while skulking around in her animal shape. This is one of the, I'd say not the top weird one, but definitely most disturbing. Okay, maybe not the most disturbing. It's up there. She'll continue out of the room, just trying to see what is this building and where is it in town.
Oh, okay. So as you continue on, because it's going to take you a little while in your tiny size, what would the rest of you be doing? Fear's been gone at this point probably about 5, maybe 10 minutes.
I could try and just look through the grate and see if I can see anything if someone wants to help boost me up.
I'll help boost Rose up, I guess.
Oh, okay. So as Lydia goes to sort of help you up, and it's fairly easy for her to do this for a situation. Rose, there isn't really a whole lot you can see because the grate is flat.
Yeah.
So as she's sort of pushing you up, you can stick your face sort of against it, but you're really only able to see like the ceiling and the top sections of the walls.
Okay.
You'd have to do something to remove the grate to be able to really do
First, okay.
to get a real view of the room itself, or be able to shrink down in size like Furia could.
Okay. Yeah, I'll relay that. Like, I guess should we just wait till Furia comes back before we actually try to like break this?
Yeah,
thing
otherwise
down?
she'll be mad if we try to do something and she is doing all the scouting for us. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
Spiders are
Really,
small, guys.
I can't see anything from here, so I'll just
Okay.
wait.
Is there like, is there anything else around us that like?
Doesn't appear to be. Basically, you've found yourselves at essentially a dead end of the ending of one branch of the sewer line, and there's a drainage grate right here. So whatever this building is, uses this grate to dump sewage down into the sewer line.
Does ours have prestidigitation prepared? Because that'd be nice right now.
Let me see if Artemis knows that spell. Because that is a cantrip, so it would always be prepared if they know it.
Murdoch would have it.
Is there like
Artemis
is there
does
maybe,
not.
like
Okay.
is there maybe a secret passage somewhere?
You can make an investigation check if you'd like to see if you can find anything like that.
I'd like to make an investigation check, DM.
Okay, go ahead and make one.
Damn it. 14.
As you spend a little time looking around, you do not find one. And Murdoch does not have it either. So now there's zero wet naps in this party, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
And, like, just looking up to the grate, could I see, was it like stone blocks or was it like wooden walls, or like could I
Stone
see
wall,
anything?
wooden joists in the ceiling.
Okay.
About that time, Fury, you managed to make your way, as you're sort of moving around on here, you do find that there is a set of stairs that leads up a floor.
Instead of crawling up like up and over each stair, crawl up the wall.
Okay.
Make my way up. See if I can look out a window and recognize the surroundings, or even, more lively than the people downstairs in the basement.
Okay, as you basically climb your way up to the top of the stairs, Gwen, you do start to hear a voice coming from within. It is not a language you understand.
Oh, I've got tongues prepared too.
Is it a language that I would recognize? Say, hey, that's infernal.
I don't think you've heard this language spoken frequently enough to really recognize it, but you would recognize it as one that, let me check and see who it is. Where are languages on this? Is that, languages, there it is. One. And you would recognize this as a language that you have heard both Artemis and Murdoch speak at one point or another.
Okay, so one of those. It's not good that these people are speaking it languages.
Basically, yeah.
If I can, I'd like to sneak unnoticed into the room where this person is, just to get a look at them.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems to be easy now. I mean, the door's closed, but you're small enough. If you chose to, you could crawl underneath the door.
I'd like to try, even just a little ways, and then back up for my quest for a decent window.
Okay. So as you sort of crawl underneath the door and start crawling into the room, you notice something. As as your legs crawl over, you can see there is a piece of silver wire laying across the ground. And as you enter the room, you can hear a bell start to ring immediately.
Darn it.
And you watch as this individual turns rapidly and starts looking around and seeing the door closed. Doesn't seem to have noticed you as of yet. But as you turn and look, you can see there is a large medallion hanging on the chest with those same 3 lines drawn on it. And as they're looking around, their face is hollow and sunken. As the mouth drops open, you see this, what looks to be almost a snake or worm-like appendage reaching out of the mouth.
Yeah.
And as it turns and starts looking around, it lifts up, and you can see what looks to be a face.
I leave, like...
As you're starting to back away, you recognize the face. Looks like Fabio's face.
What?
Oh, no. Well, that's creepy, and Furious Spider regrets wandering into this room, and she's like... she's turning around and leaving as fast as her little legs can carry her. Looking for a window still to look out.
Okay, so as that's happening upstairs, and downstairs, you said, Lydia, your passive perception was what? 18, 19?
19.
You can hear a small bell ringing frantically, coming from somewhere within the building that Furia just crawled into.
I think we found out there seems to be a bell alarm, maybe? Shopkeep? I don't know, I'm just tossing out ideas.
Well, do we blow a lid on the whole operation and go get her?
I don't think we should. She can handle herself, but, this makes me want... Rose, you're muted. Rose, you're muted.
Not again.
Properly muted.
No, she's feeble-minded again.
Unga.
I mean, she's alone. Should we just break the grate off and go?
That seems impulsive.
I mean, you said you heard an alarm bell.
I don't know, it was just a dingling bell.
Oh.
I don't know. Could have been an alarm bell. Could have been a shopkeep. Could have been anything. Just well.
It's still going on you hear it going on consistently for about 10 seconds, and then it stops.
Not a shop.
And you hear silence coming from within the house. And then all of you start to notice the water in the sewer behind you
Oh no.
start to writhe a little bit.
Alright, well.
Oh no.
Not rise, writhe.
Right!
I think that's
Oh.
worse, honestly.
And,
Oh, I
Look,
hate that.
and as
I'm going
that
to.
starts to happen, that's
Yeah.
what we're going to call into tonight's session.
Oh no. Oh, I hate that.
No, we're not drowning you in sewer water. This is writhing.
Yeah, I thought you said rising as well.
I think I'd rather be drowning.
Me too.
So, thank you those of you who popped in. I saw Victoria in there for a while. So thank you those of you who hung out with us again. Thank you to my players. They have leveled up to level 9. And in attempting to find out what happened to Fabio and the strange thing that left a slime trail, one of our party is within a house and has triggered an arcane alarm, which unfortunately has alerted something to our friend's presence. So tune in next week, folks, to find out exactly what our party is dealing with as the water in the sewer behind them has begun to rise. So we've got shows on just about every night. Check out, you can see our schedule below down here somewhere. And don't forget, folks, when it's time to heal your friends and to bring back their mental capacity, ask yourself if you really want to. And then don't forget to ask your proficiency bonus.
Night.
Oh, we love you, Rose. We'll see you soon, folks.